Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm going to show you how you can clean your car's windscreen crystal clear both outside and inside. The rainy season is on its way, and one hazard comes with it is a poor visibility while you're driving. So you want to keep your car's windscreen the best possible clean, and it is super important as reduced visibility when you're driving in rain can be dangerous, especially if you're driving at night when it's raining. To make things worse, if you have a dirty and oily windscreen, particularly the inside, the light coming from the oncoming traffic as you drive along will start giving you a blurry vision. And if the inside of your windscreen is extremely oily, it will start giving you some hologram effect on the windscreen by the glare coming off the dirty and oily film. So you might try to slow down your vehicle or even try to get the car over the side of the road, which is not a comfortable driving experience at all. You might even start to slow down the traffic behind you, which is also not good. So it is super important to keep your windscreen crystal clear at all times. Today, I'm working on my car. I want to clean my car's windscreen before I hit the road in the rain. So let's get started. I'm going to break this process down into 3 steps so it'll be easier for you to follow. First, you want to wash the windscreen real good. The idea is to get as much loose dirt and debris out of the glass. I'm going to explain all the products I'm going to be using later in the video. Second step is to decontaminate the windscreen from any remaining embedded dirt that you can't see with your naked eyes. This is the main reason why large water spots are left alone on the windscreen when it's raining, which reduces the visibility dramatically. Step number 3 is to make the windscreen water repellent by applying some protection under the windscreen. Simple enough, right? Okay, let's get started with step number 1. First, you want to grab a bucket of water and you want to use some sort of soap or car wash liquid to make a soapy water mixture. There are many brands of car wash liquids in the market, but before you run to the store and get some, let's see what kind of car wash will work better in this situation. What we're trying to do is we're trying to strip the windscreen clean from any dirt, carbon deposits, road grime and oil, or even any remaining wax residue from the last time you washed the car. So you want to use a good product that leaves us the best possible clean but wouldn't leave any residue behind after using it. Here I have a few brands I'm using for different occasions. They all have their own uses. This one, for example, has a liquid wax in it, which is going to leave a thin coat of wax once used on the car. Great for a maintenance car wash, but that is not what we're looking for right now. This product also leaves a deep incandescent shine, which is great, but again, that is not what we're looking for right now. What you want to do is you want to look into what the packaging says about what they're going to do once you put them in the car. This one says it's going to do a heavy duty clean and doesn't leave any kind of wax or anything. So this is exactly what we're after. And this happens to be the cheapest out of all the car wash liquids we got here. If you don't have any kind of car wash liquids, then grab some dishwashing liquid, which is ideal for this situation because the dishwashing liquid are designed for degreasing. Exactly what we're after. Having said that, you don't want to use dishwashing liquid to wash the car under the normal conditions as it will strip all the wax off the paint, which is not what you want unless you're going to apply the coat of wax afterwards. Then you want to grab a clean bucket, pour some of that liquid into the bucket and then run the tap till liquid starts forming up to the level you want. As you can see, inside the bucket I'm using a grid guard to trap any dirt that might fall into the bucket as I wash. Then you want to get a clean microfiber towel. Microfiber towels are great because they are designed to retain all the dirt inside the fibers that gets pulled off the windscreen as you're scrubbing. If you have a wash mitt, you can use that. Here I got a microfiber wash mitt, so I'm going to use that to scrub the windscreen. Then you want to get to your garden hose, then run some water on the windscreen to rinse off any loose dirt and dust. Now it is time to scrub the windscreen thoroughly till you see it is nice and clean. Once you're done, wash off the windscreen to remove any remaining dirt and soap. Alright, now it is time to decontaminate the glass. Even though this windscreen looks clean, there are some dirt still left behind inside the micropores on the glass surface, which you can't see with your naked eyes. There are a few methods to do this. I'm going to show you 3 of them and the tools you're going to be needing. First method is to use a razor blade. They are very inexpensive. I bought this one for $3.50. One thing you have to make sure is that the blade has to be very sharp. What we're trying to do is we're trying to scrape off any embedded dirt off the glass. You want to wet the glass, pour some of that soapy water to get some good lubrication as you go along. You want to be careful as you're dealing with a sharp blade. Hold the blade at an angle, roughly around 45 degrees. You don't want to go flat against the windscreen or perpendicular. Then you want to apply almost no pressure at all on the glass, just enough grip to hold the blade so it wouldn't slip through your fingers. Then you want to glide the blade along the windscreen in an up and down motion and let the blade do the work. I wouldn't recommend this method for many of you as this method is only used by professionals and it needs some practice to get good results. But This method works really well, especially for very dirty windscreens that have been neglected for years. And also, it is easy to buy a razor blade. You can buy them from any decent hardware store. The next method is to use some steel wool. Steel wool has many uses for them, other than using them in the kitchen to scrub pots and pans. They come in different grades, which means they come in different levels of abrasiveness. They are very inexpensive, and here are 4 grades of steel wool, as you can see, which ranging from coarse to superfine. You want to buy superfine for this because superfine steel wool is great for removing embedded dirt. Inside the packaging is a roll of steel wool. You want to break few chunks off the roll to get a decent sized patty. Flatten it into a decent sized circle so it would go flush against the windscreen as you scrub. Again, wet the windscreen by pouring some of that soapy water and start scrubbing on the glass with a very light pressure. As you can see, I'm rubbing some steel wool on the back of my hand so you can realize that this is not going to scratch your windscreen. Like the razor blade, you want to glide the steel wool along the windscreen in an up and down motion till you feel the glass is getting smooth and feel almost no resistance to glide. This method works much better and quicker than the razor blade and much safer to use as well. This method is often used by the professional window cleaners in hard water stain removal in glass buildings. The final method I'm going to talk about is the method which I'm going to recommend for many of you guys, as it is more efficient, safer, and best of all, anyone can do it. That is using a clay bar. You can buy a clay bar in any good auto detailing store or any good auto parts store that has a detailing section, or you can buy them online if you live in a remote area like I do. Using a clay bar is very easy, and also they are very inexpensive. I think I paid about $20 for this clay bar about 2 years ago, and I'm still using it. Clay bars have micropores in them, so they can attract dirt off the surface they're going to be in contact with. You can reuse them many times over and over again until the clay bar gets really dirty, and the dirty clay bars are great for cleaning wheels. Here I've got some old pieces of clay bar I'm saving to use in the future. They are dirty, so I'm not going to use them on the paint or on the windscreen. I'm saving them just for the wheels. You want to break a small piece of clay bar and damp it by spraying some water onto it. Then start molding the clay by squeezing into your hand. Once it becomes pliable, roll it into a ball and flatten it into a disc shape. Then you want to glide the clay bar along the windscreen in a straight line motion till you feel the glass is getting smooth and feel almost no resistance to glide. The top tip here is that when you use a clay bar, make sure to saturate the area with plenty of soapy water. Look what we just pulled out onto the clay bar. Look at all this dirt. This dirt is what is trying to retain all the water on the windscreen by creating intermolecular bonds with water droplets around them, and also makes the windscreen wipers noisier when they work, because a dirty windscreen has a rougher surface, so the wipers has to work harsh on the windscreen, which makes the noise. Alright, now we have decontaminated the windscreen. You want to do a good rinse now to rinse off any remaining dirt that we have agitated by all this scrubbing. What you want to do now is you want to get a clean microfiber towel and start drying the windscreen. Do not get a dirty one, as you will ruin the windscreen we just had cleaned. Drying a windscreen can be a real pain if you are using a regular towels, as regular towels doesn't have much ability to absorb water, and they're going to leave tiny water droplets on the windscreen. So I recommend using a microfiber drying towel. Look how fluffy this is. The quality of a microfiber towel is measured by the GSM, which means grams per square meter, means how many grams of fiber is laid out in 1 square meter. A good drying towel should have 500 or more. This one has 1000, so it is great for removing water. Look at the difference between a regular microfiber towel and this. This wipe off all the water in just one swipe. Look at that. That is awesome. Alright, now the windscreen is dry. Man, this one is looking good already. And we still got a few more steps to go to make it even better. Now it's time to inspect the windscreen for spots we might have missed. See along the edge of the windscreen, there are some spots. Yeah, as you can see, there are more spots all over the place, so we need to get rid of them. The tap water we're using has minerals and chlorine in them. So what happens is water on the windscreen evaporates under the sun and heat, but most minerals are solid, so they can evaporate, so they are left behind and create water spots when they dry. When I look closely, I've got more all over the windscreen, so we need to remove them. You can never have a crystal clear windscreen with water spots. Not just the windscreen, look at these side mirrors. There are water spots all over it, and you want to clean before it's too late, because poor vision on your side mirrors can be dangerous. So now it's time to clean these water spots, and this is where the polish comes in handy. Now there are lots of brands of polish out there in the market. These are 2 brands I personally use. You can use your favorite polish. Like the steel wool, polish also comes with different levels of abrasiveness. As you can see, here's coarse, medium, fine and ultra fine. Because we are working on a windscreen, any polish will do. Generally the coarser polishes are for tougher jobs like heavy oxidation and scratches, and the light polishes are for minor polishing. Generally the water spots are easy to remove, so you can use any polish. But if you want to polish the entire car to get a good shine on the paint, then you have to select which polish you want to use. I already have another video on how to polish a car to get a good shine, so check that out if you want to learn more about how to polish your entire car. I mean, who doesn't like to drive a good looking car? Unlike in paint, polishing a windscreen wouldn't remove any scratches off of it. If you have lots of minor scratches on the windscreen, you want to use a glass polish like this. Polishing a windscreen is much harder than polishing paint on body panels. You need special tools and equipment for this process. To polish glass, you need special pads like this, they're called felt pads. You need to use them with a polisher like this, they're called rotary polishers. You can buy different size backing pad for this. You stick the pad on top, squirt some glass polish onto the pad and start polishing. Because I don't have any major scratches on my windscreen, I don't have to do this on my windscreen. Alright, now you're gonna get a clean microfiber cloth and get some of that polish on the cloth. Spread the polish on the cloth with your fingers and start scrubbing all over the windscreen. You want to apply the polish on the windscreen in a circular motion or in straight lines in an overlapping pattern so you wouldn't miss any spots. Once you're done, you want to wash the windscreen again with some soapy water to remove any oily residue left by the polish. Then you want to wipe the windscreen with some good glass cleaner. Now instead of using a microfiber cloth, you can use some glass wipe cloth like this. They are specially made for wiping glass. Main benefit of using a glass cloth over a microfiber cloth is that microfiber cloth will absorb a lot more glass cleaner into it, so your product is wasted. Here I've got 2 of them. I use one for exterior and one for interior. Alright, this is the final wipe and we want to remove any soapy residue from the windscreen so we can get to the final step, which is applying some protection. Alright, it is time to apply some protection on the windscreen. By which I mean add some water repellent effect on the windscreen. This will make a huge difference. Generally, there are 3 common ways to do this. One is to use some wax. Again, use some good wax. I've been using these 3 products for years. This one is very good for general use. It leaves a reasonable shine and it is very cheap to buy. This one is really good. It is superb. It leaves an outstanding shine, but it is much more expensive at $200 for this little tub. Get a clean microfiber cloth or little applicator pad like this. Get some wax on it and start applying a thin coat. Then you want to wait for some time until the wax is completely dry. How do you know if the wax is dried or not? Well, draw a little line like this on the windscreen, and if that clears up the line without any smear marks, that means your wax is dry. Again, use your favorite wax for this. What you're going to do is you're going to apply a thin layer of wax all over the windscreen. Get a clean microfiber cloth again to buff off the wax. You can apply multiple coats of wax, but 1 coat is enough for me. Another method is to use some water repellent coating on the windscreen. There are a few brands available in the market and they are all very inexpensive. What you're going to do is you're going to get a clean microfiber cloth again or a glass wipe cloth and squirt a few drops onto it and apply all over the windscreen. Let it dry and then wipe off with a damp paper towel. I prefer to use both of these methods to get the maximum water repellent effect possible. Another method is to use some glass protective coating. This method is out for many out there as it needs some special coating. Usually these stuff are designed for enthusiast drivers to keep their cars shiny. They are great for supercars or show cars, so as a result they are often very expensive to buy. This is a protective coating for paint. And guess how much I paid for this little bottle? I paid $200 for this little bottle. In some cases you had to be an authorized detailer to buy them. I'm going to show you guys how to apply a protective coating like this on your car. That's going to be a future video, so stay tuned by subscribing into the channel. Alright, now we are done. Let's spray some water on the windscreen. Look at that beading. Oh, it's rippling off the windscreen so good, and it is so satisfying to watch. Look at that, it is so awesome, amazing results. I'm happy. I can't wait to take the car for a test drive and see how well this works in real time. But before that, we have to do one more thing, and that is cleaning the inside of the windscreen. Alright, let's do that real quick. Now the sun is shining on the windscreen and it is getting hot inside the car, so I'm going to take the car to a shelter. And here's a little tip. Before you start cleaning the windscreen, run the air conditioner for some time with the air coming out diverted into the vents near the glass. This will cool down the glass real quick. You don't want to clean the windscreen while it is hot. All the glass cleaner will evaporate, so you're just spreading the oil and dead oil of the windscreen instead of taking them off the windscreen. You want to get a clean microfiber cloth or glass fiber cloth. Spray some glass cleaner onto the cloth. Do not spray on the windscreen from inside, always spray on the cloth. And wipe off any dirt or any oil stains or any fingerprints on the windscreen. For best results, wipe 2 times. First time with a damp microfiber cloth with some soapy water, and then use some glass cleaner. Look at this baby is now clean. Alright, one optional step you can do here is that you can apply some anti-fog treatment to stop the windscreen from fogging up inside when you're driving. I already have another video on how to do it. I'll put a link in that video in the description down below. Alright, now we are done. Look at this windscreen, it is super clean. Before we go for a little test drive, I want to give you a couple of tips. First of all, you want to clean your wipers real good. You don't want to spread all that dirt that might be sitting on the wiper blades all over the windscreen. You can use some soapy water for this. That is much better than using some glass cleaner because soapy water has much dirt dissolving power than glass cleaner. Look how much dirt that was sitting on the wiper blades. So it's a good thing we clean the wiper blades. Last tip I want to give you is to pour some additive in every time you refill your washer fluid. This will give a good cleaning power every time you use your windscreen washers. Either you can buy these additives in bottles from auto parts stores, or you can use some car wash. I prefer to use some car wash because it is cheap and easy. This time I want to use the one with the wax in it because now we have done everything and we want to maintain the glass. Alright, now it is time for the test drive. Here I'm on the freeway cruising along at 100. And look at all that water on the windscreen, beats up and runs up the windscreen, is so good. You don't even need windscreen wipers right now. It is doing really good. And look how clean the windscreen gets after just one wipe. Boy oh boy, this is good. Exceptional results from very little amount of work. While I continue to drive, I'm going to show you guys a few other things you can do to your own car by yourself. There are many things in a car that you can do by yourself other than doing repairs. You can clean your hazy and discolored headlights, you can clean your dirty wheels, you can clean your car seats, you can remove any scratches, or you can learn how to wash the car properly. So thanks for checking out this video, and to learn more DIY stuff like this, be sure to check out my other videos, and remember I post new videos every week, so if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing so you will never miss another video. I'll see you in the next one.